I know you heard the news. Bitcoin just broke 118,000, a new all-time high. And once again, everybody's talking about crypto. But just because the price is up, does that mean your portfolio action should follow? Today, we're going to discuss how to decide if crypto, especially Bitcoin, belongs in your investment plan and how to do it without wrecking your strategy. All right, let's chop. Hi, I'm Dr. Preston Cherry, founder and CEO of Concurrent Wealth Management, where we help you align your life and money to live your wealth your way. And if you love what you're experiencing on the show, hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to leave a comment. We always enjoy hearing your thoughts. All right. So, this is one of the biggest questions many folks are asking right now. I've got cash sitting. Bitcoin's hot again. Should I buy? So let's talk about why all this matters. Crypto is back in the spotlight and Bitcoin just hit a new record and altcoins are heating up. Your phone is probably blowing up. Your friends are saying, yo, are you going to get into this thing? Look, I get it. The numbers are exciting. The energy is loud, but the goal isn't always hype. The goal is alignment, and that's always. But it's key not to move on emotion. It's essential to move with intention. So let's break all this down. When most people are talking about crypto, they're really talking about three different categories. Bitcoin, which is like a digital gold, is a long-term store of value with built-in scarcity. Stable coins, they're pegged to the dollar and are used for liquidity and transactions more than investing. Okay. And then you have altcoins like Ethereum, Solana, and Chainlink. These fuel the decentralized web, DeFi, and all the blockchain apps that you hear about. Each has a different use case, different risk profile, and different reason to exist. And most investors never stop to ask, well, some of the dedicated believers do, which of these am I actually holding and why? All right, let's get to the strategy, right? And at Concurrent Wealth, we use the core and satellite portfolio model. Core portfolio is your foundation. It's broad, it's diversified, it's low cost. That's the stuff that powers your life long term. Crypto usually doesn't belong there. Okay? Your satellite portfolio is where you can express a belief, a theme, and take a little risk. Crypto fits there. But here's the key: small intentional allocation, 1 to 5% max. BlackRock even did a study saying that a half to 3% of Bitcoin allocation can improve your traditional portfolio's risk adjusted return. But you still need a plan because unmanaged crypto exposure can throw your whole life off balance, right? And this is especially true if you're sitting in cash right now and saying, I need to do something with this. It's burning a hole in your pocket. Listen, I had a conversation with a client recently who said, I feel like I'm missing out. But we looked at their goals and we found that their emergency fund was set, retirement was on track, no debt, and equity comp that was on point too. We carved out a very small thematic satellite position that fits in their satellite portfolio. Crypto can be part of your story, but it shouldn't be writing the whole book on your portfolio. And here's the common misconception that people can have that can derail the best intentions. They confuse belief with strategy. You can believe in blockchain. You can believe in decentralization. You can believe in democratizing money, and that's fine. But belief without planning, that's not investing. That's gambling with the story attached. But here's what happens. Bitcoin goes up, you rush in, it drops 40%, you panic sell, and then you're out. Now you've locked in a loss and broken trust with your investment plan and yourself, right? So we've seen this before. We've seen this movie before in 2017, 2020, 2022, and we'll see it again. So here's a better mindset. You can be crypto excited, but still be crypto aware. And that's not fear. That's investing maturity. You can stay cautious and opportunistic without throwing out your whole investment discipline. So let me give you something better to work with. If you're asking, should I buy crypto now? Well, ask this instead. Is my emergency fund intact? Am I maxing out my retirement contributions? Have I covered short term needs and long term priorities? And if all this is yes, then you've got discretionary dollars to explore a small allocation to your core portfolio or your satellite portfolio. But cap it or take larger positions for opportunistic investing if you have more risk capacity and a solid financial plan. Either way, track it and know your exit or holding period goals. And don't forget, crypto is taxable. The IRS treats it like a property, not currency. So selling, swapping, staking, it all creates a tax paper trail. Even if it's decentralized, Uncle Sam, right, still wants his piece. All right, that's what I got for you today. If this episode gave you clarity, then share it with someone in your circle who wants to live fully now and retire with confidence. For more insights, visit the Concurrent Wealth Management website for the free newsletter and blog, or if you're really ready, make a no cost appointment and be sure to subscribe to the Life Money Balance podcast. All right, before I go, let me leave you with this. Bitcoin isn't the enemy, but it's also not the 100% answer. You are the answer when you bring clarity to your goals, discipline to your decisions, and peace to your portfolio. Crypto may be loud, but peace is what builds wealth. All right. Until next time, we'll chop soon.